Hey guys, SanchoPanda here. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do the really tricky super yeet jumps in ICO PAL 50 Hertz. So let's get this party started. I was gonna say let's get ready to rumble, and then I chickened out, and here we are. Also, I deactivated rumble, so let's get ready to not rumble. This controller does not like when I rumble. It loses the connection sometimes. Alright, so Graveyard, first of all, is a great place to start. For one, it's just this really big open area, so you can practice just doing your big jumps to begin with. The timing is pretty quick, and how you can tell if you're getting it, besides the fact that it obviously works. Really, there's two things you'll notice. If I do my swing too fast, no, I didn't do that. That didn't quite work either. If you do it too fast, like that one, then what happens is he doesn't even swing. If you do it at the right timing, which is not too much later, he does this super jump. And if you see the swing, but you don't get the big jump, you'll see how much faster it has to be. You'll see the swing, but you won't get the big jump, and that's you'll know you're a little late. So that one was too early, or maybe it didn't even register. That's too late. And that's right on time. So you need to get used to doing it right on time. But then just being able to read the signs, because sometimes you'll have the right setup for something, but you'll miss doing the super jump. And then when you miss doing that super jump, well, from there, the jump's not going to work even if all the other inputs were correct, which we'll get into pretty soon. Alright, so we'll start with Graveyard, because this is the easiest place. Just so you know, as soon as you're up at the top, even if you don't push the cube down, once you drop back down, it triggers the shadows. And so it's not as if you can ignore that cube right there and do this trick over and over again. You'll have to quit out and go back to the bench save. Now, in this area, just to kind of get used to doing yeets anyways, and doing it at an angle, it's fun to see if you can get to that place up there. We got it first try. Nice. Just to kind of get, because that practice is more for East and West Arena, learning to be in a certain spot, moving, and then doing the jump at the right moment while concentrating also on having a good angle. This is a great harmless place to practice that. Also, it's a backup. If you end up getting really frustrated with the jump we're going to do over there in that corner, this is a nice backup. You can hop through there and then jump, yeet over to this side, and then yeet to the top like this. Or you could go into that top one, go out to the trees, come back in through that other door window, and then do this. Now let's go ahead and show that just for fun. Well, yeah, why not? And I'm going to talk about what I'm trying to do. I probably won't get it first try every try, so it'll be good to see the mess ups as well. Again, starting at my Graveyard save. We're going to need a Graveyard save, a Stone Pillar save, and an East Arena first entering into it, killing the shadows, and then saving with Yorda save. That's pretty much all you need for practicing these yeets. The West Arena is so close to finishing the East Arena that you might as well do one and then go do the other. Sometimes it's hard to tell. That was not a super jump. There we go. Alright, so what you'll notice is, okay, here's where I'm standing. I'm standing in such a way so that you'll notice when Eco starts stepping forward, he does a tiny step with his right foot first, ba-doop, and then the second step with the left foot is really quick. And it's when that second step with the left foot happens that if you're at the right distance, it's going to put his foot up higher. And it's when he makes that little step that you want to be doing your swing. If you swing immediately, it'll never work because you won't have his foot up. And if you swing too late, well, now his foot's not raised anymore. As cool as that looked, as impressive as that might have been. You can also try jumping in this direction just for the fun of it. You will fly over this ridge and fall infinitely. So you'll have to quit out. You won't even get a game over screen. But you'll notice I've got like kind of my heel right at the edge, my left heel right at the edge of that tile. That's how I'm doing it. Looks like I missed that time. Fortunately, this fall doesn't kill you, simply because it calculates your fall damage from your initial starting point rather than how high up you go. So that one was close, but I'm too close for those. Like, you don't want to be too close. Okay, that's better. And as you could see, I'll ask you, what did I do wrong that time? Well, he swung, but he didn't yeet at all, so what I did wrong was I hit the swing slightly late. And that time I hit it too fast, or I just didn't push down hard enough, and so he didn't even swing. I like my footing placement. That one I might have been... I'd take it back. That one I might have been a little bit not close enough. It's really hard sometimes to get just exactly where you want to be comfortable. There we go. So the other thing you can do is you can come in here and instead of risking 2 of those jumps, although it's no risk, if you don't do the yeet, it won't count. They'll just stay trapped inside the gate. But just for swag, hey, we're in an area we're not supposed to be in yet. And now we're over here. Wah! Let's see. And that failed. If it fails, it's no problem. It's this. Actually, I would say call this the safer way. I'm going to actually try and intentionally mess up a couple times on the angle. But I'd say it's worth experimenting with what works for you. But I'll show you my exact setup, which oftentimes I'll get first try when I'm not rusty. We're going to call ourselves a little bit rusty here tonight. And so I like to have line up and have his left foot right here along the edge of this tile, and then I turn, and I'm going to try and do the wrong jump first. Let's see, how do I describe this? If the angle is a little, it needs to actually be very close to straight on with this raised platform here that we're trying to yeet from. Because if it's too sharp, we will bounce off this edge, and it will actually push us to the right. So it may feel like, uh-oh, my angle, I'm pushing too far to equals right, and that's why we're not getting on there. No, actually, you're going too far left, and you're hitting this structure. Okay, that time I didn't get the swing in right. Let's try and get the right thing. There we go. And we're still not getting the swing. I apologize for wasting your time. No, I don't. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we made it. I was trying to intentionally make it a sharper angle. Man, that's loud. Alright, push. Okay, so if I'm from this angle and I make it too sharp, it pushes me off the edge. So that looks like I did it too far to equals right, but I was actually going too far left and it was bouncing me off that edge. So I need to aim kind of like along this line right there so that I miss that corner. And there's a little bit of leeway. And you'll notice some people like start from this corner here and go at more of an angle. This is, I feel like you're more in danger of killing yourself from right there. I'm trying to actually do it on purpose just to show you, but we'll see. I'm actually not used to doing it from this corner anymore, so I'm not feeling it as well. Okay, well I still pushed off of the corner there. So yeah, for me I prefer doing it a little further down. Yeah, like that. Perfect. All right, so that's Graveyard. So let's assume we're done with our fight. We finished the fighting the shadows down here, and we've pulled Yorda up, or left her down there for her to climb up on her own if she wants to. So with this jump, there's 2 ways to do this. One is to like super jump and grab here, as opposed to a super yeet, I guess. And then from here, what I would do is do a walk until he starts to come down, and then stand up immediately, tap up and left with the D-pad, and then do the super jump. But if you miss it, you die. So, and actually there's another possible way to die accidentally. I'll try and do that as well. And that is when you do your first jump. or if you fail doing the super yeet and just do a super jump. It's possible, like, if you're not aiming in this direction to where this is going to obstruct you, but instead you accidentally aim into where there's nothing here, you can be trying to grab on and instead fly right through to the fly right through that and die. Okay, so the one way to do it is to jump to jump up there with a regular super jump. And now my rhythm is off. I'm doing the swing too fast. And that's okay. Or it's not registering. One of the two. There we go. And then from there you jump over across. But the other way, which is using the super yeet, I like to have ICO's heel right about here. Like right at that. You see where that line is and how his right foot and left foot are just kind of like right by that heel. And I'm still going to aim towards the lever, so that if I don't get the super yeet, but instead just get a normal super jump, I won't fly through that area on the left side of the elevator. Alright, we missed it, but that's okay. This is still the setup I like. There we go. So it's faster than doing those other two jumps, and technically it's safer too, because if you fail it, you won't die. Whereas with the other one, there's two possible ways to accidentally die. So let's see if I can get my super jump to get back here. Oh, okay, I can make it back across, sure. And we'll do it one more time. So again, his feet are like right at the edge of that. And then I'm going to try and go at a sharper angle this way for fun of it. Nope. And that's how you die if you try and do that sharper angle. What I was trying to do is, it's possible, you know, to save a tiny bit of time by yeeting more to the left. But if you yeet in such a way that ICO ends up colliding with the wall right above the door, it will actually load you into the next area. And I'm actually trying to do that on purpose now. Nope, instead I'm just going to kill myself, apparently. Man, I really want to get this. Okay. Nope, not good enough. Oh well. Anyways, I'm still using that same foot marker. You can find the one that works for you, but there we go. That's it. So that's Stone Pillar. Alright, now, when you enter into East Arena, you won't need to do this for the speed run, because it takes time, but you want to go take Yorda up the ladder with you, kill the shadow and the shadow spiders, save at that bench, and then it's this would be where you'd be in the speed run. But instead we'll go ahead and take Yorda back down, because she's supposed to be down there. See if I can get the ladder drop. Yay! Okay, so when you enter, you enter into East Arena, you got to do a regular super jump to get onto this wall here. If you miss it, you can go this way instead, and he'll tummy you, and sometimes that's a little faster. But I missed that as well. Okay, now here's where things get hard, because we've got to have a very specific angle and a very specific foot setup, all along with getting those other two things correct of jumping right as his second foot is raised, and also on this little platform here. So here's my diagram for my setup. I like to have ICO's feet like, oh, that's perfect right there. That's it. So as you can see, I'm standing on the tile. The steps are to the right. I hope that diagram makes sense. And then his angle, if it's too far to the right, it won't be high enough for his left foot to make a stepping up animation. And if it's too far to ICO's, if it's too far to the left or too far to ICO's right, sorry to confuse you. If it's let's say if it's too far to the right, I'll use the diagram. If it's too far down, he'll pop off of that structure instead of stepping up onto it. So you got to get the right angle from this setup. And that time I liked the setup, the foot looked good, but the swing didn't happen. And getting that setup is really key. Alright, that one was okay. I think I swung a little early so he hadn't done the step, or my angle was a little bit shallow. There's definitely some feel to it. That was a little early. I kind of pushed that one because I didn't like where his feet were exactly. I wouldn't say the diagram has to be perfect, like there's some leeway, but the feel, it's really more about the feel, but that's still my setup. That should have done it. I think I just swung a tad early. now that I have to do it for this diagram, I'm getting all nervous. Or maybe not. Oh, that did not work either. So if it's not super yeeting, that means his foot, either the angle wasn't right to get his foot on the step. But I still like where my feet position is in general here. There we go. And we made it up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull the lever crunk. The good thing about this is you can, you have to worry about the puzzle. You can run over to the elevator, go down, and try one more time. Of course, the second time the elevator will be down, so there's no way to get back down safely after that. Okay, well, let's try it again. I'm trying to get the right foot set up. The right angle. Also, if he yeets, but you weren't deep enough for his foot to be high enough, it's very common for him to land like a little bit to the left and over by this stone bridge, or to have a good angle but not just quite yeet high enough. So the how high up his foot is when he steps onto that platform determines how high up his yeet will be. One. And if it's just only a little bit high up, he won't go quite high enough to clear that. So there's all sorts of stuff. See, this time I feel like I'm a little too far forward for it to work. Yeah, and I was, but anyways. All right, there we go. Okay, so here we are in West. Got a good grab there. I personally find West to be easier because the camera is closer. And so I think it's easier to find your footing and to work on your angle and critique your angle at West than at East. Oh, we didn't quite get it that time. I did think my feet were a little shallow to begin with. I think I could have been a little further forward. There, that looks better. That looks better. You gotta find what works for you. And that time I think I was just too... I'm not sure what made that one fail. But I did find West to be easier to be successful early on. Come on, just move a little to the left. There we go. There, that's it. At least we got to see a short jump. And that's West. So same as East, same concepts. I just find West to be easier. Alright, so that's the 50 Hertz Super Yeets. There's one more, and it's all the way before the Queen fight. There's a jump you can do. I'll show a little clip of it from Hayoki doing it in his world record run. That one I would say is the least important to catch out of all these. It'll save you about 10 seconds, but you'll notice that he has a world record by about 10 seconds. So there you go. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. I hope we can see some more power runs on the leaderboards. Now let's see if I can just sail off into the sunset here. Bye, everybody!